welcome to Woman podcast. I'm your host, Denise Hinkson Lawrence, and we'll be right back after this break. Woman to Woman podcast was created for women to share their stories, to uplift, to empower, and to inspire. I certainly thank you. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm your host, Denise Hinkson Lawrence. And if you're a regular part of our community, our listenership, I just want to say again, thank you. Thank you for always liking, sharing, and downloading. I'm going to ask you to go one step further this year as we begin our third year in recording. And please go over to Apple platform and give us a review, will you please? And give us 5 stars if you believe we deserve that. Okay, so again, thank you for joining this community. Thank you for being a part, and let's get right into our show today. So today I want to talk to you about mindset. I know I talk about it a lot, and most of you have written in, and it seems to be something that you want to talk about anyway. So why not, right? And I want to talk about shifting your mindset, having the mindset to move, to change, to do something different. And before I go into it, I just want to say to the fact that if there's anything we know that's inevitable, it's change. It's change. Change is inevitable. We will at some point in our lives get to a place where we have to make that decision and change will come about. Now, let's be real. Not many of us are at the space that we can handle that. So, change for some of us may be some strong mental hurdles, bigger than we would think. Okay, so I want to give space to that. I want to talk about that a little bit and think about the fact that what are some of the things that we can change. I think that's where we need to begin, right? To think about the things that we have the capability to, the capacity to do, and we can do little things. And I think the first thing to begin with is to change what's in front of you, change what's within your reach. I think oftentimes we try to change something that's way down there, right? And so that makes that mental hurdle even bigger than it originally is. So we go through this concept of, it's almost like when you're driving on like a, I think it's called the mirage effect. It's like an optical illusion. You're driving and it looks like there's a bunch of, a puddle of water in front of you. And as soon as you get closer and closer to it, you realize there was really no puddle there, right? So I think you begin with what's in front of you rather than what's way out there. So, but I'm kind of like rambling on here because what I want to talk about is that there's going to be a place and time where you have to shift your mindset. And doing my devotion this week, I just want to share this that, I was looking at the fact that there's so many times we see in the Bible where provision is there. It's there. It's waiting for us. But it's often waiting on the other side. It's waiting on the other side. And I want to encourage you today to let you know that the provision is there for you already, but it's waiting on the other side. So you'll say, Denise, the other side of what? The other side of your thinking, your next best, your purpose, your success, if you want to call it, the next level, the growth for you and your life and your personal life, your spiritual development, physical development, whatever, it is waiting on the other side of your thinking. It is waiting on the other side for you to decide to come over there. So your future is waiting and you're still over here in the past, and it's saying, hey, I'm over here, I need some attention. That gift, that ability, that opportunity, that next level, that job, that business idea, the launch of something, the book, the podcast, whatever it is waiting on the other side. That provision is already there, but it's waiting for you now to take that move, to move from where you are, to shift your mindset, and to move from your comfort zone to go to where it is. So it's over there waiting for you. Elijah had to move from a place to go by the brook where his provision was waiting for him. The disciples, they were fishing all night and they couldn't catch anything. They had to make a switch. They had to make a switch. They literally had to move on the other side, the opposite side. They had to position their nets on the opposite side to receive the provision that was already there waiting. So if you've tried something and you tried something, there's no change, and you keep trying, maybe you need to make a switch. Remember, your brain is a muscle. You can train that thing. You can train that muscle to think different thoughts, right? If you look on social media, you look at Facebook, it will say something to the effect of what's on your mind or your status in that nature. That's what we need to do. We need to start now beginning to take that check, right? Check our status, our mind status, update our mind profile, check your surrounding, check your environment, check your social engagement. Who are you engaging with? Where are you and where you need to be? How do you get there? Yes, there's strategies. Yes, there's goal setting. Yes, there's mapping and all that stuff, but it has to begin in the mind. So you have to now, what I'm encouraging you to do is to reposition yourself. Reposition yourself to embrace the provision that's awaiting you. There is a better you, a better version of you, a more disciplined version of you, a more successful in the sense of whatever you deem your success to be of you. There is another book in you. There is a podcast. There is a motivational TED Talk speaker, whatever it is that you desire. There is a better mom, a better wife, a better sister, a better friend, a minister, evangelist, whatever it is, it's waiting over there and it's waving. It's saying, hello, 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 hello. And it's waiting for you to respond. But in order for you to respond, you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset as the outlook of things. And if you don't, I'm afraid sometimes we will find ourselves in a state of discomfort. And when you get into that place of discomfort, you have to be so strong enough that you then open your eyes and allow that space of discomfort, that pain, and everything that you're enduring and everything that you're going through to let you see that change is needed. Okay? So, as I said earlier, that for some of us, it's a mental hurdle. I want us to really give space to that because many of us are not able to do it and just, okay, Denise, I can just get up and just switch my mind like that. No, I can't switch my thoughts out because, and you're right, some of us have been dealing with stuff, right? So it's not easy to enter this world of change. It's not easy to enter this new mindset. It's not easy to think positive things for many because they've been bombarded with fear. They've been bombarded with, maybe you've been bombarded with self doubt and self worth, right? And maybe also the aspect of comparison has crippled you for years. And so now to tell you, oh, get up and change your mindset, think positive, think of these things, yeah, it sounds like I'm rambling. I know it's like bugging in your ear because you're not used to hearing that. But I want you to hear me. You have the capacity to make that shift. You have it within you to make that change. To make that change. My prayer is that you will get to that place where you can be separated from this codependency relationship with the past, this codependency relationship with fear, this codependency relationship with self doubt and limitation, and codependency relationship of comparison, and see your worth, see your value, see your better days right in front of you, and God will give you that ability to embrace and to execute the unknown. Come on. I believe in you. And I'm praying that you will believe in you and believe, more importantly, of the God in you, that He has the ability to do that. That you will not only just make that shift, but you will embrace and execute and rise up above the unknown. Okay? So, as I said earlier about the mirage effect, right? It's an optical illusion. It could be where it could be the phenomenon of looking like a water sky, so to speak, where you look in the distance in some part of the ocean, it just looks really dark, right? It looks darker and darker, so you're thinking it's deeper, it's scarier, right? Also, the regular one you'll see is like it's basically when the ground is hot and the air is cold. So at a distance driving, oh my goodness, we're going to go into a puddle of water right there, a pool of water. And it's not. The moment you get up there, you realize it doesn't exist. And some of us are crippled by fear, by this mirage effect. Also, this optical illusion that the next step, the other side, the other area, the other business adventure, the other this, the other that. It's giving you this optical illusion of something that's not really there. That is so dark and scary, and I'm going to fail, and it's not going to succeed, and this and that, and this relationship is not going to work, and this marriage is not going to work, and this business idea is not going to work, and I'm never going to, get the body image that I want to have because this is against me and that is against me, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you this: it's the mirage effect. It's optical illusion. God wants you to grow. I want you to grow. And I believe that He has designed all of us that we can go through changes and we can grow and we can mature. You can do this. You can mature. You can grow further. You can go beyond where you are. And where you are, I celebrate you. So let me tell you this. That's one thing I'm going to tell you at the end too. Think about all your wins, every one of your wins, because that's something that creates an optical illusion as well, where we are told that we never accomplish anything because we're looking for this big grand celebration at the end. And so you're thinking that, okay, that test that you passed, oh, it's just a test. No, baby girl, no, no, change your mindset. Celebrate that win. You are growing. You are one step ahead from where you were yesterday. And if you allow that to happen to you and you begin to change your mindset, you will grow in power. Because let me tell you something. Let's dispel this myth, okay? But let me tell you this, that anything that was ravaged can be restored, okay? All right? Anything that was ravaged can be restored. But the next you, the next part of you, the restoration, everything, it's on the other side. It's going to require for you to move from where you are to get over there. It's going to require for you, like Elijah, to move from that place of there to go to that other there. Okay? So move from where you are to go to there. Move from that place to go to the brook. And when he got there, the raven was there. The raven was the provision that he needed, but it required him to move from one place to the next. Like I said earlier, the disciples fish all night and they were fishing on one side. And until they moved to the next side and repositioned themselves, reposition their net, then they were able to receive the provision. Your provision is waiting for you on the other side of your thinking, the other side of your environment, the other side of your friend zone, your relationships, everything. It's waiting for you on the other side. So let me just give you some practical things to think about. Like I said earlier, begin to journal your wins. Begin to journal your wins. I promise you, by the time you're done, you're going to be like, wait, I thought it was only 3 lines. When you look, you have a page and probably go into another page because there's so much about you that you've accomplished that you have diminished, or you've allowed people to diminish them. So, one, I'm challenging you. That's my call to action. Okay. Begin to write down your wins. Begin to write down your wins and give yourself a chance to experience the unknown, to experience the you'll never know what's over there until you step out, until you cross over, until you shift your mindset, until you relocate, until you change a job, until you change a school, until you make a change. You will never know what's on the other side. So embrace the unknown. Prepare yourself to embrace the unknown, and not only to embrace it, but to execute once you get there. When you begin to shift your mindset, you allow yourself to grow in a diversified mind of thoughts and thinking patterns. And that can be the catalyst to creativity. That can be the catalyst to everything that you have desired. Okay? So allow yourself to go through that process. Diversify your thoughts. Diversify your thoughts. Focus on things that's going to bring you positive energy. Surround yourself with people that's going to give you that positive vibes. And ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask yourself questions. Ask your own brain question. It will answer. If you begin to think on something right now, your brain will give you an answer right away. Okay? So begin to ask question. Ask your brain question. Ask yourself question. Ask God question. And just begin to embrace the new, the unknown. Don't be afraid. Your provision is on the other side of your thinking. The provision is on the other side of your mindset. The provision is on the other side of your surrounding. Embrace the provision is waiting for you. Shift your mindset. I hope that you enjoy this episode. I hope to continue to bring you content that is relatable, that you're asking for. Again, send us your emails at the number 2w podcast show at gmail.com. If you are interested in being a part of our stories and women who come on to share their stories, their triumphs, their trials, their tribulations, everything, and just to bring hope and inspiration to our listeners, please also send us an email as well. And you can look in the show notes, you will see my calendar. You can then schedule to give us some talking points as to what your show is, what your conversation will be about, and we can certainly go ahead and make an appointment for the recording, right? So remember, someone is waiting for your story. You are the answer to someone's problem. So share your story. And until next time, I just want to say once again, thank you so much for listening to Women podcast. I'm your host, Denise St. Lawrence. And I forgot to say happy belated Mother's Day. All right. So until next time, again, thank you so much for listening.